Hey, oh, we're back. We're at FabCon. We're still talking about all these amazing things. We've got Marcus Radue here. Marcus, how the heck are you, sir?
Doing good, Chris. Excited to be at FabCon year 2 and tons of amazing sessions, meeting a ton of great people, and happy to be here.
Oh, that's fantastic. Now, you also have a YouTube channel. It's Mr. Data, is that correct?
MrData.pro.
Dot pro. Okay,
Yes.
blog, no YouTube.
Blog, yes.
Blog. Okay.
YouTube coming, more content coming, but yes.
Okay.
MrData.pro is where you can find some blog content and more to come.
Now, you are an amazing fabric solution architect. I've had the pleasure of seeing you design and build out a number of solutions, right? So that's your background, yeah?
It is. A lot of background in the Microsoft stack. A lot of focus on fabric recently for good reason, and a lot of exciting announcements that came out at FabCon.
Well, and we've talked a lot about Copilot, and we've talked a lot about like a bunch of these different functions. But I think there are some real specific functions that like are very meaningful to an architect when it comes to like a simplified implementation of a solution. What were your highlights, sir?
Absolutely. I feel like in year 1 of Fabric, it was very much emphasized at the low code, no code business user experience.
Yeah.
And this year, I feel like based on community feedback and partner feedback, they really tailored a lot of the features to pro dev developer skill sets. And as a Microsoft partner, that made me really excited when I heard some of these features.
Right. Was there one that stood out to you that you were excited about?
So 2 that come to mind was the full support of Terraform and Fabric. So being able to automate the infrastructure, infrastructure as code, and being able to go from environment to environment in a consistent, repeatable pattern is amazing. And then also the Fabric CLI. So Microsoft's going to be building out a full CLI experience and platform for pro devs and developers to use that they're already comfortable with.
Well, that's fantastic. And I know the individual letters, C, L, and I. Could you like actually break this down as to what a CLNI is and why would I care about such a thing?
Good question. So CLI, too many acronyms this week. So CLI stands for Command Line Interface.
Oh, so I can interact with Fabric from like a command line.
Exactly.
Oh, well, that makes sense.
So any other program that you've been used to using a command line for, Fabric is now going to be one of those experiences.
Oh my gosh, how have we missed it this whole time?
We have been missing it.
Yeah.
But once again, Microsoft delivers, and Fabric delivers this week at FabCon.
Oh, I'm really excited about this.
Me too. We got to get back. We got to get back home, and we got to start building some of this stuff out.
Yeah, I'm pumped. Now, I know another big announcement was the parameterization and the parameters. That's been something that's been a real challenge in the past. I know you've had a lot of different like workarounds for that. How is this going to impact or change your solution designs and deployments?
So again, in the spirit of automation, this is going to allow end users and partners and companies to really standardize the way that they manage Fabric solutions. So being able to parameterize an entire solution from end to end through something like a metadata framework with your pipelines and your data flows and your notebooks, and also being able to capture those values in something like a variable library is just super valuable. And again, thank you to the Fabric product team because these are great features.
Yeah, I am very excited about the variable library. Marcus, can you describe what a variable library is and how that would work?
Sure. So a variable library is now going to be a new item in Fabric where you're able to store a common set of values that you can then differentiate between things like environments. So maybe you have a dev, a test, and a production environment, and now you're able to store values that are different in each of those environments in one common item.
Wow, that is going to be a real game changer,
It is.
Right? Now, I noticed one thing that they also announced that again, I can't believe we haven't had before, but that's Azure Key Vault.
Yes. We've had to do some workarounds with Azure Key Vault.
Boy, you really braced yourself for that one.
Going to be nice. But yes, our common credential key store is now available to be integrated directly into Fabric to manage those credentials for our connections across our Fabric environments.
Oh, gosh dang. That's exciting, huh?
So once again, thank you, Fabric product team.
Yeah.
It's a game changer.
Yeah, I think this just spells out really the growth and the maturity of the platform. And, we've really come a long way in the last 10, 15 years, with Power BI and Fabric. And now we're really starting to get into like these enterprise grade solutions broadly across the stack. And that's really exciting. If you're going to recommend to viewers one thing, like a solution architect, what would be one thing that they should be digging into and reviewing from FabCon?
That's a tough question, Chris. I mean, to narrow it down to one thing out of all these features that were announced. Boy, you
only get one.
Is this a personal preference or more of like a general audience question?
So let's talk about your experience to work with solution architects and what it was they'd want to know about these announcements that would be most impactful for them.
From my standpoint as an architect, all the announcements related to automating your Fabric solutions and making things as repeatable and consistent as possible would definitely be my key takeaways from what's been announced so far. So again, tailoring to that more pro dev experience and giving us solutions that are supported in the product, I think are just invaluable in terms of what's come out this week.
Yeah, and I'm going to piggyback on that. And the one thing that I'm really looking for, because the big question I'm hearing all over the place is, how do we enable this? How do we govern this? How do we get more adoption? Well, how do we also control it? I think the Terraform automation scripts that you're talking about, that spells that out entirely. So if you're looking to allow a business unit or team to be able to do work inside of Fabric, you could Terraform out now, the lake house that the team will have, the warehouse or the lake house for the silver layer, the warehouse that they'll have for the silver, and then the warehouse or database at is database support yet?
Yeah.
No, it is? Yeah. Okay. Database for gold and you'll be able to Terraform all of those components with proper security controls around who are the admins, who are the readers, right? You'll be able to just script that all out and just have that baseline out there. So when it comes to enablement, you can do it in a controlled way.
You're exactly right. I mean, to have a declarative syntax that you can use for your infrastructure, and to your point, automating all the configurations, as people would refer to, avoiding the click ops.
Yeah.
Right? How can we avoid clicks in the UI that would lead to potential errors or things that we just forget or miss? How can we avoid those things?
Right.
And so this is a great way for us to be able to do that.
Yeah. Amen. Yeah, I completely agree. Well, Marcus, thank you so much for joining us today.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Go
Thanks,
enjoy
Chris.
the rest of the conference. Thank you guys for staying tuned. I think this is probably our last live stream of the day. So we will see you more tomorrow. You guys have the best day ever. Peace.
Baker Tilly Digital combines strategic industry insight and advanced technical expertise to uncover and solve your digital transformation challenges. If you're interested in learning more, check out our website at bakertilly.com/digital.